I am super excited and honored always to be in the presence of my dear friend, Jackie Watson. Y'all have heard her speak. Many of you heard her speak before, but I'm so excited she's coming back. I actually get to be on the road with Jackie pretty much all from July all the way to the end of the year. We're on the speaking circuit together, and it empowers both of us because we get so much energy out of each other, but we get so much energy out of all of you attending. So if you're on the fence of attending this year ABC conference, as you know, the speaker lineup is amazing. The education chairs and committee have done an amazing job. Not to mention Erin and her team. We have a speaker breakout room. We have a speaker room. We have an information room. So many things that Erin and her team have added. You're going to want to be in St. Louis for this conference. We're going to talk with Jackie this morning a little bit about her topic. But more importantly, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into why this woman is so passionate about helping you grow your business in this industry and building career. So Jackie, my dear friend, welcome. I'm so excited to chat with you this morning.
I'm so excited to be here, Bobbi. Moreover, I'm excited to be able to be on the circuit with you this year. I was so stoked when I heard that you would be there for all the ones that I'm at. So I can't wait for that. But exactly. I'm excited to be here. So as you'll notice, my background is my office, which is a complete disaster. Because we are in the middle of wedding season and UPS loves me and brings me Amazon boxes at least once a day. So all the boxes that you see are for upcoming weddings. So I apologize for the chaos in the background.
Well, I think no apology needed because as wedding planners, we want to see busy. If we're going to tell everybody we're busy, we might as well be living in the busy and showcasing it. And I think that is also what drives so many wedding planners is that chaos. I think you find some calm in that chaos and you love it. Let's start with that. I know that you're going to talk about luxury weddings, but Jackie, I want you as somebody who does luxury weddings and is publicized and is well known in the market across the country. What is luxury weddings by your definition? And I'm going to caveat that with, is this a word that we should be using all the time? Is it really descriptive? It really separates something? Why is that word such a buzzword nowadays?
Yeah, I kind of have a saying, one man's luxury is another man's trash. And the word luxury gets thrown around a lot these days. And I think it's very different for every person. For me, luxury means that I'm working with people that I can create a really unique experience. And it actually doesn't have to do with budget. Yes, my clients have very big budgets. However, the luxury aspect in itself is how do we immerse the guests? How do we make them feel? What are they going to taste? What are they going to see? What are they going to touch? And creating that experience so that it's an experience that's not forgotten by the guest, by the parents, by the couple. And for me, that's what luxury is. I think the word luxury is thrown around a lot. The word opulent is also thrown around a lot. I am by all categories a luxury wedding planner, but somebody could be working on a $60,000 wedding and still find themselves to say they're a luxury planner. So it really is in the eye of the beholder and how you do things.
And so you can start out being a luxury wedding planner because let's be real, mindset. This is what I'm going to set out to do. This is how I'm going to do something. So at ABC, as you know, we have newbies, maybe 2 years or less. So we're just using the word newbies today, not for any general word, but to differentiate. And then we have the veterans like myself and you have been around for 20 plus years and even more. And so at this conference, your topic was important to share because you wanted to...
I wanted to talk about the client profile and what that means to be in the luxury market. It's a very different and demanding responsibility to work with that luxury client. And what I mean by that is clients that are spending $250,000 plus, everything changes. Everything changes from how they treat you, how you interact with them, how communication is, to what their needs are, to what their wants are. And that's what I'm going to talk about is how to break into that market, but how to be prepared to break into that market, because it is a very different market. It's a very stressful market. A friend of mine, Joe Minio, always says, the wedding business is not for the faint of heart.
Right.
And he is beyond unequivocally correct, because it's a whole beast in itself, and you have to be prepared about that. So that's what I'm going to talk about, and hopefully shed some light into some other areas.
So as attendees come and they listen in, Jackie, and maybe they feel that they're on that verge. Maybe they're like, okay, I'm doing $100,000 weddings, or in that frame, and I know I want to reach that next level. You're going to share some tips and some stresses to avoid and go around in order to get there. So if I'm coming to and listen to your session, when you talk about making this shift and making this move, as I'm sitting there, what do I need to be open to listening to? Do I need to be ready for you to tell me to make changes, for me to think differently? Give me that hard truth about how Jackie talks to me.
Here's the hard truth. If you want to go into this market, period, you have to be ready to change at a whim. Every year things change, how you run your business, what the trends are, how you talk to people, the clientele that you get. Like every year it's different. And the biggest way that you can scale in this business, especially to the luxury level, is by being flexible and by changing with the times. If you are staying put with what you've done for the last bazillion years and not changing, you're not going to change. Like, that's at the end of the day, that's what it's about, is you being willing to put yourself out there in a very different light, in a very different manner, to attract those types of clients.
So what's your why, Jackie? Why the wedding industry for you? Why did you choose to be here and choose to do what you're doing?
Probably because I'm a little bit crazy. Like all of us, right?
Yes. Right.
Here's the thing. Industry is such a unique and wonderful experience, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I have some of the most amazing clients that allow me to create, and that's what it is for me. It's the creation of a wonderful event that is a journey, and I like to be able to tell their story. I like to be able to showcase who they are as a couple, and that's it for me. Like, yes, I enjoy making money, but let's be real. The wedding industry does not make a whole lot of money, and we should all be charging more, right. Which is a whole nother topic that I will go on. But for the most part, I love working with people. I'm a people pleaser, and I think that a lot of us are in this industry. But one of the big things that I will also talk about is, even though we're people pleasers, we have to learn how to say no, especially to this breed of client.
And as aspirations, as I can see so many wedding planners as attendees that go, okay, Jackie, I love what you're saying, and I see all your work and I'm following you. I want to do that. You're saying, and the way that you talk and the way that you present, that anybody can have exactly what you have, only their version of themselves, right?
Absolutely.
And it's the hard work. And how do you break into that? Like I said, I'm coming to you. I'm on the cusp. What do I need to do, Jackie, to continue to get there?
Yeah, it's putting yourself into the right audience. And I'll say a quick story that will really, really send it home. About 4 years ago, I found myself not wanting to go to Engage Summit because I didn't feel that I was worthy. I didn't feel that I was good enough, or that I was at that point. And the last 2 years I've been. And what I realized was, I'm just like everybody else. And it's so wonderful to be able to talk with and collaborate with people who are like-minded, who get my mindset. And that's what's different, So when you're trying to make it into the luxury market and you're having the aspirations, you need to put yourself out there more than you've ever put yourself out there before. It is about who you're working with. It's about who you know. It's about making sure that you create a name and a brand that resonates with who you are, but also resonates with the clientele and the vendors that you want to attract.
And so when we come to like ABC and we're at this conference, we have that mix of, seniority versus newbie. And so one of the things that I love about ABC, and that I saw so much last year, and I know with you attending in the past, I see those lines get blurred. I see everybody helping everybody and supporting everybody. And I think it's that cheerleading for us, as well as that hard knocks. Like, people are going to be there. You and I are more of a tough love. Like, don't feel sorry for yourself. Get up and put the work
Do
out
it.
there. You can do it. Stop saying you can't, and stop letting other people tell you. So,
Yeah.
as somebody who's spoken at ABC before, why do you feel it's important for people to show up for this conference in St. Louis? Why should they attend, regardless of the level, and especially if they want to break into luxury weddings? Is this the
Yeah.
place for them to start learning it?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is that your voice is important and we want to hear it. And if your voice isn't out there, then you're not going anywhere. You can't be afraid to use it. And, and unfortunately in this industry, there's a lot of backlash. There's a lot of back talk and gossip and all that. And you have to kind of have a thick skin and let it go. But it's always good to go, especially to the ABC. And one of the reasons I love that is because it's more intimate and you get an
Yes.
opportunity to really network with other people. And I found two of my dearest friends, Tracy and Michelle, because I spoke at ABC, and they're definitely not on my level, and that's okay, because we still have the same goals. We still have the same mindset. We still want to support each other. And that for me is why I teach. That's why I'm also in the industry, because I want to change it. I want to make it so that the newest of the new person to the oldest of the old person can meet in the middle and help each other, because we all have to learn. We all have to grow. We're never going to stop growing in this industry. And I think it just behooves all of us to learn how to play really well with each other in the sandbox and learn how to support each other and lift each other up in a world where it's not so kind out there anymore. It's quite depressing sometimes to be out there and to hear all the negativity, when this is your time to shine. It's your time to share that positivity. It's your time to share your ray of light and let other people in to help you do so.
Well, I think especially the wedding industry and event industry is celebrating, whether it might be celebrating a wedding or celebrating a life. We encompass all those emotions and those feelings. And if we let all that noise come in and we're one of the people that are talking negative to ourselves, we are holding ourselves back. Our clients want people that are passionate, and clients of all levels want people that know what they know how to do, and they do it by doing it by themselves. The luxury clientele want you because you can do the job better than somebody else and that you're the right person for the job for them. And I think one of the things that you're good at is sharing. You may not be right for this person, but you're right for that person. Maybe touch a little bit on that for a few moments here, Jackie, about why there's the right person for you and why you're the right person for different people.
Yeah. One of the biggest things with the affluent client, we're going to start using that word now. One of the biggest things that they respect is honesty. And they want to make sure that you understand exactly what they want. So you can't go into a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 event hesitating, right? You can't go in there being indecisive. This is what I do. This is why you have to hire me. And if that is not what you need, then I'm sorry, I don't think I'm a match. And I think that's one of the biggest things, because we are always in a state or in a mindset of we have to take on as many weddings as we can.
Yeah.
We have to book to make to make the money But the thing is, you actually start working 3 times harder with clients that you shouldn't be working with.
Exactly.
So it's okay to say no, and it's okay to put yourself out there and say, I don't think we're a right match, and then have the faith that something else will come along. I share that a lot with people, and it's really hard, especially for me. It's a practice I have to do all the time because I want to say yes to everybody. And the reality is that some of these clients do not match me in any way, shape, or form, but they match somebody else that I might know, that I can refer. And that's where you can get your name out there too, is by creating partnerships, collaborations with other like-minded individuals that could take on something and could refer you to somebody else. So it's really about who you are, what is the brand that you want to represent? What are your values? What are your ethics? And can you stay true to them? Nobody wants to see a faker. And our industry has a lot of fakers. We all know this. And it's more about, again, something that's been talked about over and over is being authentic and really being true to who you are. And listen, there are people out there, there are many people out there that don't like me. They don't like how I teach. They don't like how I do weddings. But by the same token, there are hundreds of people out there that clamor to work with me because they know how I teach and they know how I run weddings. And that's what it's about. It's about hushing that crowd that doesn't need to be a part of your circle and elevating the crowd that does.
Well, and it goes to the point of, if you say no, next opportunity, if a client says no to you, you didn't lose that client. You didn't have them to begin with. And you're doing yourself and the industry a service, because that client will remember, if you are brave enough and bold enough and own and authentic and say to the client, you know what, after our conversation today, I don't feel I'm the best person to bring your vision to life, but I happen to know Jackie or Susie or Karen. Guess what? That client will remember that you did that. And that client, when their friend needs something, will go, you know what? We didn't use Jackie, but man, sounds like she's right up your alley. When we stand in who we are and we know who we want to serve, you said it earlier, we all think that we have to try to get all these weddings to make the money. And profit is wonderful. Profit, purpose, and joy. If you're doing what you love, you should have all three, and it's okay to have all three. But you will burn yourself out and you're not going to make any more money because you will make mistakes along the way. The client will nickel and dime you along the way. Not to say that luxury clients don't nickel and dime. Let's face it, they got to be luxury clients, right? So it's when you learn to believe in who you are and you get past the stage of, yes, I know something else is going to come along, and you don't chase the profit or chase the clients, but you believe in yourself, the work will come. And I think one of the things that people will get from listening to you is that the luxury market is accessible to anybody who wants to step into that role and do that.
Yep. And that's absolutely true. And here's, a great example. I actually said no this past season to a client that I just didn't think was a match personality wise. And they respected me so much for being honest and sending them somebody else that they actually sent me 2 other brides that I did book because they were the right match. So it just goes to show, and you shouldn't, like you said, going into it and knowing that you picked the wrong client, it sucks not only for you, but your entire vendor team, because it makes everybody look bad. So it's not worth it. There isn't enough money in the world to mitigate that. So it's better just to say no and to be true to yourself, and it will come.
Because by the time you get to the wedding day, sometimes you book 2 and 3 years out. By the time you get to the wedding day, you're so annoyed, you're not going to be successful. So set yourself up for success. On some final notes and thoughts here, how can people best prepare to come to the conference and listen to you? What, aside from an open heart and open mind, give new maybe attendees some of your favorite tips for attending a conference and then especially preparing to listen to you speak.
Yeah, I think the first one is come with questions. I am a huge advocate for asking as many questions as you possibly can. There is no stupid question out there, especially when you're in the wedding industry. So definitely come prepared with questions, because I want to call on you and I want to hear from you. That's number 1. Tip number 2 for me is a really big one, and that is to being open to changing your company.
And the other thing I'll add on that is, how to reach Jackie. Kathy has done an amazing job of making sure that all the ABC has all of us all there. Reach out to Jackie now. I've been sharing with all the speakers. Go ahead and go into her DMs and ask a question. She can kind of get ready to know, and that way she'll find you. She's very approachable, and she's going to be able to talk to you. That's what Jack and I love at these sessions, is we love to spend time with each other, but we love also get into a little group and we just have these conversations. So go ahead and reach out to Jackie right now and go ahead and ask questions. And that way she can find you and she can maybe help you and guide you and steer you. But this is the connecting part I wanted to bring with introducing the speakers to you beforehand, is a little insight about who they are, why they do what they do, and just why you're going to feel empowered when you leave listening to them, and why you should be at this conference in St. Louis in November. So go ahead and reach out to Jackie, start that communication, start that connection now. And Jackie, I can't wait to see you. I'll see you shortly in Denver, but I can't wait to see you in St. Louis, in my hometown. I've been to Jackie's hometown, but now I can be to my hometown. And so we'll be able to share with you more. And again, get your tickets. We can't wait to share with you. ABC has done an amazing job. The new ownership, the new leadership is phenomenal. I can't wait for you to see all the work that they've done. And the way they've curated this conference is just going to be one not to miss. So thank you, my friend Jackie. I'll talk to you soon. Everybody else, stay tuned, connect with speakers, and we'll see you later.